In the previous days, Brexit supporters talked of manufacturing Britain a huge successful and forge the nation's own way in the planet time compliance a profound and specific association in Europe. But currently, as the fact of Brexit becomes more clear, the rhetorical has been typed behind. Start off again established as main secretary in July 2016, Theresa May affected a bold color, promise how Brexit tool Brexit. At first, the motto emerging crucial, but in the lack of more than specific determination, it became rapidly mocked. Among lots say of a difficult Brexit or a gentle Brexit, May later pledged a scarlet, whites and dark blue Brexit, that voiced patriot but once again gave slight in the way of part. But she remained favorable, insisting Britain would be outgoing the Europe Association, quite rather than outgoing Europe, time often defending how profound and specific association in the EU. Her judgment to conduct a click poll in June recent year driven vocabulary complications. Instead of reception her desirable intensified credentials, May's voice compressed and she was constrained instead of in a transactions in the more democratic trade unionist side of Northern Ireland to prop up her by the government. How transactions driven an entire new lot of problems, particularly the rocky question of the Northern Irish boundary. Pressured for answers above the rights of Europe countrymen, the Brexit divorce rate draft and Northern Ireland, May's come to sentence became the seemingly encouraging, anything is coordinated before all is coordinated. But though in a transition transactions now coordinated, Brexit political community yet person challenges how must be explainable, not lo the next relation among the UK and EU. Brexit Secretariat David Davis, equipped as the man to conduct Britain in talks, began by promise down there will be no underside to Brexit, just a significant potential. Quick forward to February 2018 and the rhetorical has modified noticeably. Davis instead of searching to convince how Britain will not be immersed in a Mad Max-style planet adopted of bleak fictitious. So how did Brexit go of possessing no underside to encouraging how the nation would be stored of a racing to the lower? In September, Davis said a UK Parliament board how no has always imaginary the would be easy or lightweight, a commentary met in laugh, as Liam Lissa, the by the government's World Trading Secretariat, had previous told precisely how. If you didn't wish to get Lissa's speech for it, down there were the comments of UKIP's Gerard Floorboard who told how trading relations in the EU could be graded out in an afternoon above a cup of coffee. Or you could, though hear to Davis' statement how during protocol of a voice for number Brexit directors would be knocked downward Chancellor Merkel's doorway, needing accessing to the UK marketplace. You can't accuse by the government ministers for needing to say things up. Following all, the fact frequently appears so gloomy. Prospects of a made-to-order trading transactions in the EU, as Davis had pledged, seem slim. Add to how the leakage of by the government papers that propose the UK economics would be strongly hit by outgoing the EU. Sadly, in a trend to do unprotected away the cuff speech, Davis hasn't ever helping oneself. Which's the demand of my work? I don't include to be really smart, I don't include to aware how lot, I do fair include to be tranquility, Davis said LBC Wireless in December, in an interviewing leapt on by his opponents. Love Davis, Fox has as well courted debate in his comments, especially above the UK's search to safe a complementary trading transactions in the EU. Same complementary trading treaty how we will include to do in the Europe Association should be one of the simplest inhumane story, he told. Sadly for Lissa, his forecast landing partly broad of the mark. Talks include been whatever but lightweight. Britain has been charged of cerise collecting and possessing its pie and consuming time Lissa's own ex-advisor Martin Donnelly told Brexit was love giver up a 3-year food for the pledge of a package of crisps. To go on the meal similarity, Fox remnant voracious in his chase of trading deals and has been mobile through the ball to reel up concern. But though Fox is start to changing his melody above the talks in the EU. I don't believe there same talks hard in regulation of the trading law or the trading talks themselves. The challenge is the policy, he told in October 2017. Overseas Secretariat Boris Johnson has been at the foreground of Brexit of the begin. He became a centre device in the Keep campaigning, steering system the nation out of the Europe Association and declaration it would be a colossal successful. It was maybe not the top selection of speech, on reflect. In June 2016 Johnson told how, though if the UK leftward the EU, down there will go on to be complementary trading, and accessing to the solitary marketplace. Quick striker to February 2018 and Johnson is refund, pretending how the economical benefits of solitary marketplace affiliation are anything love as noticeable or incontrovertible as is occasionally declared. The UK by the government has already told it will remove of the solitary marketplace and the Customs Officer Association, transfer Johnson's speech of June 2016 excessive. The EU is not messing about each. EU Justice CEO Donald Incisor says any treaty on trading among the two parties will do it more than complex and expensive rather than present for all of us. The is the nature of Brexit. Time of transactions on Britain's fee of the Brexit divorce rate draft, rights of EU countrymen and Northern Ireland was coordinated in December. Johnson is just too aware of the department during Social View. And the man who one day told how Britain would do a colossal successful of Brexit, has as well adopted a more than reconciliatory colour in latter weeks. Johnson's speaking on February 14 was exhibited as a loving email to Remainers, achieving out to such who yet include anxieties by expressive them. Brexit can be perspectives for lot more than expect rather than terror. But maybe, in fair a year to go before Britain foliage the EU, the recent speech is top leftward to candid Keep advocate and prudent MP, Jacob Rees-Mogg. The forthcoming transfer time would be hard, but cost the expect, related to purification up receive in sky.